Yes, it's finally that time. In 2 days, the Socceroos will face Jordan in Qatar in preparation for vital World Cup qualifiers, it has to be said. Graham Arnold's released the squad, he's reckons, and we've all got our fingers crossed, can get the job done. And finally, after 3 long years of doubts about whether we'd qualify, get to this World Cup. Many people not sure that we'll be there. I, as a true biased Australian, reckon we will. And yeah, it's not only a final chance for us, but for Graham Arnold, potentially with his last roll of the dice. Many people wanting him to be sacked prior to the qualifiers, and this is truly his last chance to save what can only be described as a poor qualification campaign. But nonetheless, we've got to do it. This is our last chance, and we got to all rally for the Socceroos, bring it home, qualify to this World Cup, and make sure we're in the world's biggest party in November and December. Many people have been questioning the squad, quite frankly, that's been chosen. Particularly Jason Cummings left out of the squad. A lot of Australians very confused and a bit annoyed about it, to be honest. Don't know my opinion on it. I think that we've got to just trust in what Graham Arnold and his team have selected. No Ryan Grant, an interesting player to exclude, quite experienced. Hasn't been playing too well in the A-League, obviously. Sydney FC have been struggling, which hasn't helped. And yeah, with that, we'll go into the least controversial out of all the positions in the team. The goalkeepers, Matty Ryan, is going to be keeping his number one, let's be honest. Has for many, many years, and there's no reason to change it. Danny Vukovic and Redmayne coming along for the journey, but unless something tragic happens to Matt Ryan, which we're all hoping and praying that it doesn't because he's saved us so many times, they won't be playing either game against UAE and hopefully Peru if we do qualify to it. You never know, might play 45 against Jordan, but if it goes how we all expect it to, Matty Ryan, 2 or 3 full 90 minutes for him in Qatar this month. As I mentioned previously, Ryan Grant left out the squad, but the defence is looking really solid. Quite a few experienced names, as is Bajic, obviously Trent Sainsbury and Milos Degenek. Wouldn't expect either of those two to be moved out the team. Karacic, interesting will he start? Will Aziz Bajic, it'll be a hot topic. Nathaniel Atkinson, good chance of starting for him with his club form with Melbourne City. Obviously couldn't take home the A-League title, but has been remarkable season for him and the club in general. And Joel King, that'll be interesting to see if he can get him. Probably more a bench player, comes off the bench, impact sub. But yeah, for me, if I'm choosing, I've got Degenek and Sainsbury up the back. How can you go against them? They've been great throughout the qualifying, even though we haven't looked great as a whole unit. Harry Souttar's obviously been a massive hole since he got injured in that Saudi game. And on the left, I'd have experience with Bajic, and on the right, I'd have Nathaniel Atkinson. Just my take on it, but we're going to move on. As I'm doing this recording, I have just seen Tommy Rogic staying at home. That is a huge blow for our chances of qualifying to this World Cup. I haven't seen too much on it. I've literally just seen it now, but apparently it's due to some personal reasons, so hope he gets all that sorted and everything goes well for him. But in terms of the Socceroos, it's a huge blow and it could be vital to not sending us to Qatar. Apart from that, good to see Aaron Moyes back in the squad. Riley McGree, got some solid players in the midfield for sure, but we are going to struggle without our main man, Tommy Rogic. Saved us against Vietnam, scoring after 20 seconds, but it got ruled out. Jackson Irvine, Aiden Hrustic, Craig Goodman. Good midfielders. Stensness, can't forget about him. Did play against Japan and played reasonably well in what wasn't a great Socceroos performance. Tilio, probably play on the left. And yeah, it's looking like a solid midfield that we can build towards to lead on to our attackers, which we're going to go into now. The main man, Jamie McLaren, Missed him tremendously in the 2 qualifiers in March against Saudi Arabia and Japan. So great to see him back. Awesome stuff. Al Mobile and Martin Boyle, they would be my players to start on this game for sure, because we need that pace down the wing that Al Mobile provides to this team. And yeah, if Jamie McLaren's going to be scoring the goals, he needs some good crosses coming in. Martin Boyle, I believe, is the man who can do that job and, quite frankly, could make or break our qualification chances. But now we move on to Thursday morning, 4 o'clock Australian time, and friendly against Jordan. Jordan are not going to this World Cup. They've already been dumped out in the second round. They were in our group and we beat them 1-0 on both occasions. They've just played India a few days ago, won 2-0, but let's be honest, that's no real achievement. No disrespect to any Indian fans watching this game, but, you know, not the greatest of sides, and a Jordanian team that has given us trouble in the past. I do expect a comfortable win for the Socceroos. I do expect Graham Arnold to maybe play a few of the youngsters, you know, Tilio, Stensness, Joel King might get a start, and you never know, as I said at the start, Vukovic or Redmayne. I don't know why it would happen, but maybe just to give Matty Ryan a rest, you know, because he is vital to that game against UAE and then hopefully Peru a week later. So I do expect a comfortable win for the Aussies. I'm going 3-0 over Jordan, but they have known to trouble us in the past. I think what we need to do for this one is just stay calm, really. We've got 2 games potentially 2 games. If we don't win the first one, we don't have a second, but 2 huge qualifying games that we can't afford to slip up, really. And I think we should use Jordan as, you know, get a bit of confidence, get the game flowing, control the game, you know. Don't let Matty Ryan and the defenders have to do too much. And if we can do that, then we've got all the confidence heading into the game against the UAE. Everything's set up against us. We're not expected to make it. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the Socceroos will be qualifying for this World Cup? And I'd love to get your opinions on it. And if you're not thinking the Socceroos are going to make it, who are you supporting at this 2022 World Cup? Because whether the Socceroos are there or not, it's going to be a great festival and it's going to be a great tournament to watch and enjoy. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in 2 days to review the Jordan game. Come on the Socceroos.